And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Cheap Ludes. I have partially recovered from the devastating pack opening that I just had to take part in, which is really unfortunate. These packs are horrible, like absolutely horrible. I would highly advise, under no circumstances should you open any of these packs. I'll do one more for good measure just to show you how terrible they are. You're going to lose MT no matter what if you open these packs and don't get a dark matter. It doesn't matter what you get. I could pull an opal right here. I would still lose MT. At 21,000 a piece, you are literally guaranteed to lose MT unless you pull a dark matter, which is just from what I've seen other people that aren't signed by 2K. I'll be the first person to say it. Not a whole lot of odds going on here, to be honest. It's pretty bad. I opened about 25 packs, got literally one opal, I believe. Yeah, I have to sell it, unfortunately. One singular opal out of 25 packs, roughly, which isn't like the worst split in the world. You know, it's not like I opened 200 packs or a million MT worth of packs and like got one opal. That's really bad. Mine was still really bad as well, but yeah, you're almost guaranteed. You're not almost guaranteed. You're literally guaranteed. If you open 5 packs, you're going to lose 100K worth of MT. I mean, maybe at the absolute most, you may gain 50K back, and that's if you have really good odds, which is unlikely. You're probably just going to pull 5 of the diamonds, none of which being Deni Avdija, by the way. They're all going to be Shannon Brown. So let's kind of look at the cards that came out today. So we'll start with Shumpert. Shumpert's really good. You can get him for dirt cheap. And limited this weekend, you're going to need Shumpert. Trust me. I thought the Atlantic division was like a good division, and it was going to be one of the easier ones to, kind of fill out. I don't know why I thought that. My God, it's the worst. It's literally terrible. I'll talk about my limited team afterwards, but Shumpert's going to be an integral part of your limited team. Trust me. The diamond level, whew, real rough. I don't know why I said level. The diamond tier, real rough. Shumpert is relatively good though. Like he is 93 point shot, 90 driving dunk, 86 ball handle, like 96 steal. Really, really solid defender. I mean, Shumpert cards are realistically kind of all the same. Like when we get Shumpert, you know what we're getting at this point. He's a defensive stopper, 6'5", but he looks bigger. It's probably because of the flat top, if I'm being honest. Base 32 on very quick, which I really, really like. Same releases like Jalen Rose and Rondo. He's fast. He does a little bit of everything. I mean, he's a very well-rounded point guard. He's perfect for limited. And honestly, he's one of the better budget point guard options, period. I know everyone's talking about Deni Avdija for a reason, but Shumpert is really good as well. Like he even comes standard with like gold limitless spot up and stuff as well, which is like not what I expected him to have. Now, he's definitely missing badges, obviously. He's going to miss like break wall and rim protector, which I know a lot of people want to put that on him for sure, especially being a defensive stopper. He's also missing like blinders and then circus threes on next gen for sure. He doesn't have chef or deadeye, but he's relatively complete. You can get him for, I'm not kidding, 1,500 MT. This one ended at 500. You know what I mean? You could probably bid snipe Shumpert's pretty heavily. Like if you really sit there and try, I'm not saying it's going to happen. Like, I'm probably not going to get this Shumpert for 750 MT, but like, if I do, that's MT that I will take. Is it going to go your way most of the time? No, I would say probably not. I would say 99% of the time someone else is going to get it, but it's worth doing it to try to make MT quickly. You're only going to be able to make a little bit of MT off these, but I mean, it's something. Shannon Brown. I mean, there's really no reason for you to pick up Shannon Brown, if I'm being honest. Like, he's got jump shot 26 on very quick, which is good. Serge Ibaka, Kenny Walker's release. I like it. Catch and shoot, corner specialist, clamps, like quick first step sniper. He's a dunker. I mean, he's more of an offensive threat than Shumpert, but they're pretty similar as far as like how they operate. I mean, there's not really much he really needs to be usable offline anyway. Online, yeah, he does need like a decent amount for sure. Circus threes and chef are going to be the two badges that pretty much every budget card is not going to have from this point forward, so it's kind of something to think about. They're either not going to have chef or limitless spot up. They're just not going to have both for the most part. I mean, Shannon Brown's all right. He's like 2,000 MT. I mean, once again, like if you do 500 MT snipes, like someone else is probably going to buy it, but you might make some MT off of it. Probably not. But, whatever. Yeah, somebody already got the 550 out here. Oh yeah, I'm gonna bid up here. It's not worth trying to do it, but you know what, your boy, I have big dreams. Then we got Allen Iverson. We've gotten 3 of the exact same identical Allen Iverson, and I'm not kidding. Um, there is almost no difference between the Galaxy Opal Season 3 Reward Allen Iverson, the Pink Diamond NBA 75 Allen Iverson, and this Allen Iverson. So I would recommend going to grab this Allen Iverson. Yes, there's differences, but they're essentially the same. This one you can get for 1,000 MT. And AI is a really fun card to use offline. That's it. That's all I can really say. If you're building an all Sixers team, it'd be fun. Then we got Deni Avdija. People are really, really stoked on Deni. He does look about 7 feet tall. Like, he's pretty huge, which is crazy. He's got Set Shot 1, which is the Moses Malone release, and it's been a while since we've seen a card actually have that release. And I actually think it's really good, shockingly. I'm going to probably do a 5-minute card review on Deni at some point, but, I mean, everyone should pick this card up. Like, badge count's good. Catch and shoot, corner specialist, dimer, clamps, interceptor, intimidator. Like, he's got a very well-rounded core of Hoff badges, which is fine. He's got dribbling badges. He's lacking some shooting badges, but he does have circus threes and limitless spot up, so he's going to be really, really good for next gen for sure. And he's going to move well enough on current gen that he's worth using over here as well. As far as badges that he needs, I mean, quick chain, would definitely be helpful. Lucky number 7 and blinders. Obviously, he doesn't have Chef. Chef would be very good, but he's a top tier budget point guard, if not outright the best budget point guard in the game. He's the only budget option that's going to be able to keep up with Magic and, Ben Simmons, etc. I might just soup up a Deni Avdija and just go hard with it. Why not? Kuminga's like 4,000 MT, and he's really good for that price. He is. This Kuminga doesn't shoot free throws at a pitiful level like his Ruby counterpart, which is good. He's got Giannis release on very quick. Catch and shoot, corner specialist, pickpocket. He's a 3-and-D stopper that can also attack the rim. If that's what you're looking for, like Kuminga, look no further. Very, very solid. Not too much he really needs outside of a few kind of key badges. Which obviously are going to be circus threes, chef, clutch shooter. People don't think about clutch shooter very often, but if he's in your starting lineup, like, it actually is very beneficial to have clutch shooter. Deadeye and volume shooter. Giannis's release is relatively quick though, so it doesn't really matter too much. Then we got Boris Diaw. We've all used Boris Diaw at some point this year. I mean, his Ruby was used by a lot of people, and I mean, he's a little bit slow, but his dribble style is good. He's got Lillard's behind the back, which I really like. Gallo base, which is really nice. Obviously, anybody who liked to use Billy Owens is going to love Boris Diaw as well. He's absolutely huge. He does have some terrible dunk packages, though. I will say that's the big problem I have with Boris Diaw. He's got like the athletic front tomahawk, which I swear to God gets blocked a lot. If this is the one that I'm thinking of, which I'm not sure if it is. I actually think this one's fine. Yeah, no. This is the one that like Reggie Lewis had. This is not a big deal. But he's got some of the same dunk packages as Rudy, and I hate them. I'm not too well versed in dunk packages, and maybe they're the ones that Rudy has that are fine, but Boris is nice though. Like 6'8", he looks bigger than that. I mean, he's got a very well-rounded core of badges. He can kind of do a little bit of everything. He's going to be able to play point forward very, very well. Granted, he looks and appears a little bit slow. That 88 speed doesn't mean anything. I promise. He moves. He scoots like he does. Then we got Jamal Crawford. Jamal Crawford is really sluggish from what I've seen, which sucks because he should be super fast, but his dribble stigs are fine. They just kind of give every card Scottie Pippen behind the back, but Crawford's really good, and he's another really solid bench point guard. I said bunch point guard. I'm exhausted. Badges wise, obviously, they're going to be more focused on dribbling and shooting, but he does have Hoff clamps, pickpocket, pick dodger. Like, he's got some good defensive badges on Hoff, which is kind of crazy. He's once again just a very, very good budget point guard. He's going to be really, really fun to run offline. Online, he'll still be usable though. Sean Marion. Yes, he has a dirt, ugly jump shot. Like, straight ugly jump shot. Obviously, we know that. It's jump shot 39 with the release 67 upper that only Sean Marion has, where he releases it at his neckline. It's not a terrible jump shot. I don't mind it. Like, timing-wise, I think it's really good. And Marion is one of the better defensive wings that you can buy for this price point, for sure. Like, Hoff rim protector, clamps, interceptor, intimidator, rebound chaser. Like, it's just like Sean Marion becomes unusable online especially at this point in the year when people are running like all 7-foot demigod lineups, and then you run Sean Marion and he's shooting from like right here and he's already smaller than everybody else. It's going to be a detriment, especially this year where pretty much every white goes in unless it's contested. So, but he moves up. He does have a quick dribble style with Lucas behind the back, which isn't the worst behind the back in the world. I don't think it's too terrible. It's like a pretty decent big man one, honestly. And like he can scoot. He can. Then we got Wes Unseld. Wes is good. It's just that he came out now. If he had come out a month ago, not even with the same badge count, they could have lowered it a little bit, but had he come out a month ago, I think he would have been fantastic and a lot of people would have run him. If they had allowed him to play small forward, he would be great. Like he would, because he's got that Kobe base, which is really nice, and he's got 93 speed, and the badge count's not terrible either. Like he doesn't have chef or limitless spot up, but I think if he could play small forward, like he would be very good. But you can get him for not getting like 7 or 8K, just like Marion. It's crazy. Harden's expensive due simply to the fact that he's Harden. I actually don't like what they did with Harden. The reason I say that is I actually think that James Harden's behind the back was pretty good. And nobody else really had it, so I thought it was kind of cool. I think the only other people who had it were like AD has it, Elgin Baylor, Clyde Drexler. I think it was actually decent, but they gave him Scottie Pippen behind the back, which is kind of whack, and then a bunch of Michael Jordan dribble moves, which is like fine. I mean, Harden's good. He's one of the better offensive point guards, but he's way too expensive to be running at this price, like straight up. AK might be one of the best values in the game if you can get him for the right price. If you go to pick him up on like Sunday, you'll probably get him close to 100, 150K. I would be willing to bet. I mean, this one's about 300, but people are going to overvalue cards tonight. They always do on Friday. So AK is AK. I mean, there's just so many good wings at this point that it's like hard to say, yes, you should go spend 200K on AK when they're probably going to release just as good of a wing. And if not next week, the week after, when we get Signature Series 6 or whatever it is that we're going to get next week. So, yeah, I would say pass on Andrei Kirilenko, especially because they gave him base 98 on quick and not very quick, which I don't think makes a huge difference. But it's enough for me to be like, okay, I don't need to spend this MT. Then we got Magic. Magic's still good. He's still a top tier point guard. They switched his dribble sig so he doesn't crawl as bad, but he still kind of trots a little bit from what I've seen, which sucks. But his jump shot is the same, which is going to keep his price down. And if you're someone who runs Magic's jump shot and is able to green with it consistently, you're going to be just fine with this card. Straight up, I green with Magic's jump shot just fine. Like, Magic is a card that I use every single year. Because of that ugly jump shot, people devalue Magic every single year. So that's the reason I run him consistently. So I've had to adapt and be solid with the jump shot. It's kind of like how I've had to adapt and be solid with Wilt's jumper last year, because he was just like such a top tier center, glitch Wilt, but his jump shot was just so ass. But it's benefited me this year because we've gotten so many set shot 17 centers, dude, and I'm fine with it. Magic's Magic though. All right, let's talk about Big Diesel, Big Aristotle, whatever nickname you want to call him. Jesus Christ, he's so expensive. The odds to pull this card are probably lower than winning the lottery, realistically. I would guess. I mean, look at how little there actually are. I mean, most people are probably keeping this card. It's really hard to shy away from like 2 million MT, though. This card's existence, and by the way, I will be willing to say that there's at least a small portion of these Shaqs that are up here that were not pulled in packs and that were actually dropped here by 2K. I have no proof that they do this, but it would almost make sense, obviously, for them to drop cards into the auction house to give off the air that it's possible to pull them from packs, right? I mean, I'm not going to say that I have nobody has proof of that, but like, doesn't it make sense when I break it down? I mean, it does, right? Shaq. I mean, he's one of the best cards in the game, if not outright the best card in the game. Obviously, like, he's ridiculous. Like, if you have 3 million MT and you want to go competitive mode, you want to put yourself into sport mode, then yeah, absolutely, go grab Shaq, dude. I personally am a Geo Metro. I will not be being put in sport mode at all. I'm in cruise mode, clearly, based on my squad. Now, all the cards that were down in price yesterday actually came back up. The reason for it is because these back odds are horrendous. We're even seeing ups on like Kareem and stuff, which is crazy. I did not expect that to be the case, but it is. I mean, dude, Shaq Diesel's barely over 100K still. He might be a buyout, and he's still like ridiculous. If I run into somebody who's gonna fucking ball guard me with invincible Shaq, I'm out. I'm outie 5,000. I'm fucking deuces, dude. I'm out here not playing that game. I don't care. If somebody switches Shaq onto my point guard, I'm fucking out, dude. Like, I'm straight up out, because you know you're gonna run into someone that switches Shaq to on ball, your ball handler, and then runs Ben Simmons at the power forward. You absolutely know you're running into someone like that. That's crazy. I don't want to do that. That's horrible. A lot of people are selling Bol today, which I find very interesting. And you can actually you can actually pick up a badged up Bol right now for relatively cheap. Like, Bol's 18K, which is he worth it from a competitive stance? No, I don't think so. I think I just glitched. My AI just glitched there for a second. But, like, you know, he's still Bol. He's fantastic for offline grinds. Like, if you have to do anything block based, forget about it, dude. Forget about it. I should be cast as a mobster. I'm not Italian at all, though. I could do it, though. If I watched enough Sopranos and got ripped enough, I could do it. That being said, 17K for Bol is a pretty good deal. I mean, yeah. Forgot about Cade, dude. I really did. I forgot he even existed, honestly. He's still a usable point guard in this game. You can get badged up versions. This is a good time to hunt for badged up versions of cards. That being said, with the power creep that's occurring right now, if you picked up, let's say, a good example would be Cade. Like, let's say last night you went and picked up a badged up Cade. Deni came out today and is like as good, if not just slightly worse, for like a ridiculous fraction of the cost. Luka Doncic's still expensive. None of the cards really came down in price, honestly. Like, even Dwayne Wade's back up in price. Like, it's crazy. It's just the pack odds were so bad. Like, I honestly think the pack odds today were worse than no, the out of position packs were pretty bad. Actually, they're probably about as good. They're on par with the out of position packs. Straight up, yeah, I would say that. We're getting invincible cards now. Like, you know what the drill is. Like, we're about to see cards absolutely nosedive over the next, like, Thelma and Louise off of the cliff. Like, that's what cards are gonna do over the next like couple weeks, the coming weeks. They're going to release not an invincible every pack drop, but at least every Friday drop from this point forward, I would guess. If we didn't see an invincible in one of these, I would be shocked. Truly. Like, I would. Shoes are up, specifically, like I said last night, Converse and Reebok are way up there. They're all the way up, like 16K for Converse weapons. That's a good price. I'm going to go ahead and take it. I can at least recoup some of the MT I just spent on that one single pack by liquidating this shoe, dude. 16K for this shoe is good. They're never going to be this high again. No one really wears Converse. That would really, be worthwhile. So if you can get 16K now for Converse shoes, that would be ideal. Reebok cards are kind of cheap, but are kind of expensive, but I mean, not really. Shaq's pretty much like nuclear already. He doesn't really need shoe boosts in the mix, but get him one of these bad boys. These Shaq attacks are fire, dude. This is back when Shaqs didn't, entice or include ridicule. When you had Shaqs back then, it was cool. You weren't getting made fun of, which is really fucked up, by the way. I will say that. Do not make fun of people for wearing shoes. Come on. Like, leave them alone, dude. The Converse weapons are the most expensive Converse, but you can get over 10K for every single one. Even these dusty ones that look like they just smell like must. I'm sorry. When you see someone who wears these, they're either like way too edgy or they smell musty. I'm sorry. I'll be the first person to say it. You can still get MT for these guys, though. There's nothing else really worth selling. I mean, obviously, if you have cards, now is a good time because the prices are raised way up on them, especially if they have to do it limited. Oh my God, limited is terrible. I almost forgot to talk about it. Marcus Smart's up in value. I believe Eric Snow is as well. Looks like everybody's keeping their Eric Snow. They don't know what to do at this point. Yeah, Eric Snow's about 6K. I mean, that's pretty good. That's not terrible. Let's see, who else? Jay Crowder, Kawhi Leonard, like those guys are going to be up in price quite a bit. Yeah, where's my boy Jay Crowder at? I'm running Jay Crowder. Why not? Let's see, who else is up? Oh yeah, I forgot about this guy. Yeah, I wanted to bring him up. Wait, no, it's not the Mystic set. What set is that? beast set. Taco. Yeah, taco's way up in price, dude. Everyone's running taco this weekend, man. If you have taco, you can get a cool 10K for him. You already know what it is. As always, it's been your boy Cheap Loots. I'm going to go relax and enjoy the rest of my night. So drop a comment down below. Let me know if you got any pack luck today, which I would assume that most of you didn't. Yeah, probably not. Peace.